Hi, I'm Real Generic Demon.
And I'm Real Generic Wolf.
And we've been on a road trip to Sore Thumbs! Okay, so glasses down first, and in the top corner there you'll see some footage of the masses of stuff that they have at Sore Thumbs, and down below I'm going to put down here a little banner that sort of tells you about Sore Thumbs. I'll also put it in the description below so that you can have a little look yourselves. So up in the corner, a little bit of footage of some of the shelves, just some of the stuff that's actually there, and there's just stuff upon stuff upon stuff. There's so much cool stuff there anyway. So what did I get, or what did I get, and then what did she get? So we'll do that. She'll be on after I am. So first off, what did I get? And footage in the corner to go with each individual item. So the first thing I got was, and to be fair, there was so much, I did take a list next time round, but what I got was Cool Borders, Cool Borders 4 in fact. So I've got Cool Borders 1, 2 and 3, and this is number 4 for the PlayStation 1. It's quite a good game actually. I was a big fan of Cool Borders 1 and Cool Borders 2. I had those back in the day. I think I had 3, and then 4 is obviously a new one to a new addition for me. So yeah, I got Cool Borders. I thought I was Cool Borders 4. I always quite liked that. It's bizarre really. I quite like skiing, but I've never snowboarded, which is weird. But it's out of that age where you skied with school, and then we didn't do snowboarding. But anyway, we got snowboarding. This next one I picked up because I got an A500 Mini, and it's quite an interesting one that I picked it up. This is Pool Hustler. Not the best footage in the top corner, but it's a pool game from Sunsoft. Now Sunsoft have pedigree. These are the same people who kind of work with Hudson along the way. They've kind of been along and sort of done stuff, so they've got reasonable pedigree. So I quite fancied a pool game, so I got Pool Hustler for the PlayStation 2. I was going to say that, PlayStation 1. So we got those. Then I needed a bit of driving, but you see, I think about these games is I like them. I like the first one, I like the second one, I was quite like the third one, and then they did 4. It's good. I mean, the thing that drew me is the fact that it's got a Dodge Viper on the front. I'm a bit of a fan of the old Dodge Viper, so I went with it because of the Dodge Viper more than anything else, I think. So it's not awful, but it's not one of the better test drive games. I think Need for Speed, the first one, was kind of better on the PlayStation 1, but I do think that Test Drive 4 is a pretty special game anyway. But it's not as good as all the other ones, but it's pretty special anyway. It still works okay. Anyway, let's move on. So I also got another one. This is one of the big ones, more expensive ones from PlayStation 1. I keep looking this way because that's where they're stashed, over this way down here. But this is a more expensive one. This is the Evil Dead. This is kind of a follow-up, I guess, to the Evil Dead 2. Maybe this is the Evil Dead 3 with Bruce Campbell anyway. He's got the chainsaw in it. It's very akin. He says, look, showing the thing off. It's very akin to sort of Resident Evil in its style. It's got tank controls. I can't stand tank controls, but at the same time, it looks pretty good. I haven't really got very far in it. Obviously, I've only had it since yesterday. And I didn't have it back in the day, but I did fancy that. So this is one of the more expensive ones that came up that were actually there. But if you saw in the footage earlier, Lee and his team at Sore Thumbs have got tons of stuff and loads of PlayStation 1 games. And if you're a PlayStation 1 fan, it's well worth checking them out. So another PlayStation 1 game here. This one I just picked up because I saw it, and it's Wing Over 2. I think this is going to build. I think this is a bit of a builder. You seem to have jets and the likes on the back. If you see in the footage, I've got a little single propeller plane that I'm practicing in. It's not the most exciting of footage up there. It's currently going like that and like that and like that, and I'm kind of doing that probably. But yeah, it's not the most exciting footage, but I quite like the look of it. JVC though, do you remember JVC? I always think of JVC as like in video recording things rather than necessarily sort of PlayStation 1 games. But yeah, JVC and that one, I quite like the look of that one. It wasn't hugely expensive, so it was well worth collecting. I'm not going to try and stack them up like certain other people in any order. I'm just going to, there you go, I'll do it like that. There's a stack. So that ends my sort of PlayStation 1 sort of selection. That's all I got for the PlayStation 1. I will note in the background this is Bloody Roar 4. Effectively, it's called Bloody Roar Extreme and that's Hudson as well. It's got a little B on it. So anyway, another one I just saw and I quite fancied it. I did have RC Racer. This is RC Racer or RC Revenge Racer Pro. So this is the claims that sort of follow up to the first one. I don't think it's quite as fun. It's kind of trying to be Micro Machines, but it's not Micro Machines. They didn't need to do anything else with the formula, really. But it's okay. It was only. I think it was like £1 or something like that. So I was like, yeah, go on, we'll have that. So that's probably the only PlayStation 2 game. That's the only. Well, in fact, it is the only PlayStation 2 game I collected for the whole thing at the moment. So the next ones are kind of. This is an interesting one. So the next ones are DS and 3DS games, and I'm blowed if I can find this one. This is basically Puyo Puyo for the Japanese 3DS. Now, Japanese 3DS games are region locked, so I cannot find my Japanese 3DS. So unfortunately, I can't tell you whether it works or not, but I'm sure it does. I've played it before, but it's basically Tetris and Puyo Puyo, 2-player multiplayer version of it. It works really well. It's a great game. So when I find my Japanese one, I'll play that. So at the moment, you won't see any footage for that one. So that's the one thing. That's one thing to remember, by the way, if you do go and find 3DS games. 3DS games are one of the few that are actually region locked. So on to the next DS one, and this is a cracker. There should be footage in the top corner of here. This is a really good shoot 'em up. It's Geometry Wars. It was a game that came out on the PlayStation, the Xbox 360, and it's kind of this is the version for the DS. And do you know what? It plays really well. It's a proper little shooter. If you want a good little shooter, this is the one to have. One for the DS. It works really well. So got a little manual as well with it. But it works really well. Geometry Wars, well worth playing. And of course that's a DS game, so that'll play on anything. So it doesn't matter what region you get for DS games. They do not care unless it's is it a DSi? I think DSi's are can be a little bit problematic. So this brings me also onto my Japanese, another Japanese purchase. This is a DS game. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce the title because, as you can see, it's kind of unpronounceable. But apparently, it helps you speak Japanese if you're Japanese, which I'm not. So. Yeah, but I quite like the look of it anyway. So you know, I thought I'll give it a go. We'll see what it looks like. I haven't quite worked it out, but I did like the cover, so I thought, yeah, we'll have that anyway. What the hell? So, but this will work in everything bar the 3DSs. So 3DSs won't work, but if you've got a DS, it'll actually work in a DS. So you got to be careful with these ones. So DS games. Region free, but they're not region free once they get into 3DSs. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, be careful with when buying imported versions of those. That's just annoying me because they're just falling over. So they would annoy me. Right, and then we had to move on to some Master System games. I am trying very hard to kind of finish my Master System collection. There is quite a few that are still you know, quite expensive, and I don't really want to get to, but I am trying to finish the PAL collection, which is quite small. It's not very massive. I think it's like, it's like 290 odd, or maybe it's 227, something like that, some weird number. But I've got a list somewhere, and I'm so close, but it's the big ones that I'm missing. So I picked this one up because I haven't got it. It's quite sun damaged, but that's life. But it's Chuck Rock, Chuck Rock 2. It's the son of Chuck Rock, and I'm going to put a level 2 on here because I quite played it for a bit, and I thought level 2 looked really cool. So level 2 should be playing at the top of that. Yes, it is quite sun damaged. No, there's no manual before you ask. So the price reflected the missing things and the elements as it should. So we got Chuck Rock 2. That's another one from my collection, which I haven't got already. Then we've got Assault City, which is another one, and that's complete with its manual. Doesn't have its hanging tag. Oh god, we'll get into hanging tags. I'm not bothered about hanging tags. I'm more keen on keeping the game. What I tend to do is upgrade if I can along the way. So if I find another version that's a bit better, I will upgrade along the way. So, but in this one's actually a pretty cool case, to be fair. And it's in fairly good shape. So Assault City. This is kind of like RoboCop. Not RoboCop. I'm thinking RoboCop versus Terminator. It's actually Terminator 2 I'm thinking of, the sort of way you go along sort of strafing and shooting as you go along. It seems to be pretty cool. I quite like it actually. What does it use? It just uses a joypad. Surprisingly, it doesn't have light gun things in it. It's quite surprising, that, really. Anyway, so it's Assault City, another one that was missing off my list. Another expensive one. So this is Fire and Forget. This is kind of a Mad Max-esque type game where you drive down the road and you blow people up. So as you go along, this one is complete. There is a number 3 in the corner. But again, if I find a one that I want to replace it with in the future, I will do so. But no, I'm pretty happy with that one. It's got a Sega logo, so we stuck it on the little label on there. But that's fine. But yeah, I like that. And the colours are good. It's got nice colours, nice and shiny. Nice and bright, very nice. So we've got Fire and Forget, and then just as we're working our way through it, this is my last Master System pickup, and then there's one more item, and then we'll move to my daughter and her collection of things she got as well. So Where in the World of Carmen Sandiego? I haven't got this one, and I fancied it, and you know something. I think I'm kind of jaded by the fact that I played the PC version, and I think the PC version was slightly better than this. This is kind of trying to be something it isn't. Does that make sense? You've got to hunt down Carmen Sandiego. She's kind of a criminal mastermind. I like the way it says a text adventure action game. Text adventure action game. It's kind of it's like playing Nighttime again or something similar. But yeah, so Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? It's got all bits and pieces to go with it as well. So it's quite nice. It's quite nice. Parker Brothers. So we've got that one, and to finish, this is the exciting bit. This is to finish, and I'm really quite pleased with this. And I'm waiting for some batteries, to be honest with you. I think they've just arrived actually as I'm speaking. But here we go. This is the last thing that I got. This is got Scramble. Quite fancy that. Really cool with the manual and everything. So Scramble. Do you know what I'm really desperate for though? I keep looking for and I can't find one. It's got the manual and everything. It's really cool. But what I'm really quite desperate for, and I quite would like, is that I never had this one back in the day, but I used to play it. You know when we used to, if you were of my age, we used to bring these in they used to let us play these at the last day of term. So the last day of term, we'd go in and we'd bring out little machines in, and we'd plug them in, and we all used to have adapters, so realistically power adapters to go in those ones there. And we used to plug these things in, and we all used to play them at different ones, you know, and trade them around and sort of trade each other's games and all this kind of stuff. And I had Astro Wars, and I had BMX Flyer and a few others, and Caveman. Do you remember Caveman, where you had to go across to do that? And there was another one that I had, Star Force. That was the other one. So kind of a little bit of nostalgia, trying to find some of these things. Yeah, I can find them in places, but I was hoping to get that one. But I remember playing this with my friends and playing Scramble and being mightily impressed by it. So I'm quite pleased about that. So yes, I have Scramble to go with it all, and it's lovely. It's a really nice condition actually. It's like somebody never used it. It's what we can only hope for. But anyway, so without messing around any further, what I'm going to do, it says putting that back in there like that, and popping it down the floor just nice and neatly. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you over to the second member of my family, or the first member of my family you've seen. Well, whatever. I'm going to pass you over. So here you go. Yeah, that's a very strange face.
Thanks, Dad. So this is what I got from Sore Thumbs, and it's my favourite thing, anime. So I have, well, Hatsune Miku, beautiful box, and beautiful figure too. Honestly, very, very pretty. I also got another one, which is from Detective Crowan. Now this is a 90s anime, which personally I think's brilliant. Most people don't know about it. He has a hat that you can put in his hand, like so. Sorry, it's a bit difficult though because my hand is holding boxes as well, but you know, very beautiful. And then I got, well, Sailor Moon, but obviously not as Sailor Moon as such, but you know, very beautiful box. We had to put her together because she became, well, bigger. You know, let's say, beautiful again. Which is all part of my collection. And then I got Asuna, which is from Sword Art Online, one of my first animes I ever watched actually. And also I have a purse of her at home, so always good. And this is her box as well. Honestly, absolutely wonderful. I very much enjoyed our trip when we went out. And thanks and goodbye.
Okay, to end, I think I'm just going to show you the scramble because the batteries arrived while I was talking. So here we go. Hopefully it'll pop up on the screen. It'll be lovely. There's the music. And you can see that. Can you see the game? Really, these are the things we used to play when we were back in the day. So we've got a bomb. Should be able to see that. We get 10 points. Yay! And then we get to shoot these things. Ah! You got only got 3 positions to be in on the screen though, so I've got to remember that. Brilliant. Worth every penny. So, one of the tougher ones, this one, if I remember rightly. It's quite a tough shooter. There we go. You get 10 points for shooting that thing on the bottom, and I keep missing it. Plenty of lives. I think you get 5 lives in total. This is on easy, obviously, because I need easy, because that's the kind of person I am. Definitely easy. That's just an old school sound. Oh, bombed him. I guess it all counts. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Gillygate Team, and thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye now.